Good Thursday morning from us here at the National Weather Service in Raleigh, North Carolina. My name is James Morrow. I'm a meteorologist here, and I'm actually joined today by a guest, NC State's weather intern with us, Mike Renberg, who's helped put this presentation together today, and he's going to be covering a couple of the slides we go through um, as we progress through. Just a heads up, this is a typical Thursday weekly briefing. We do these twice a week, one on Monday, one on Thursday. And the purpose is to give you an idea of what to expect through the next 7 days or so, and to give you a quick heads up on any type of weather hazards that might be possible. If you're coming into this briefing on our YouTube channel or on social media accounts, I highly recommend going to weather.gov/Raleigh for the latest weather information. We all know how quickly the weather can change and how things forecasts can change just as fast. So certainly tune in there with the latest weather information. So for now, I'm going to pass it over to Mike. He's going to talk a little bit about what we're currently seeing out there with our visible satellite image.
What's up, guys? Hope everybody is having a great day. So just to jump right into this, we can see on our satellite image, right, we've got a low pressure system setting up to our north. And so that is bringing some wetter weather and moisture kind of down from the northwest. Now, as that's passing over the Appalachian Mountains, that is getting dried out, right? We're seeing downsloping as it comes off the apps and into North Carolina. And so that's really what's setting up our kind of clear, dry weather that you can see outside today.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a chill in the air too. So that cool northwesterly wind coming out of Canada is not only keeping us dry here in central North Carolina, east of the Appalachians, but it's also a little bit on the cooler side too. So
when I woke up this morning, it was chilly out.
Yeah, definitely, and we're going to see that trend at least continue into the first part of tomorrow, and it's going to be a bit of an interesting weekend as we look at the upcoming weather pattern. We're not looking at significant impacts, but it wouldn't be surprising to see maybe a couple of sprinkles here and there, or even a snow flurry or two during the afternoons on Friday and Saturday as a series of disturbances pass through. But as Mike was talking about, we have that area low pressure over Canada that's going to kind of meander there and maybe push east slowly in time. But with that, you have this really vast wind field that's going to be progressing to the south and east out of the Great Lakes region, causing a lot of lake effect snow across the Great Lakes area and even the western slopes of the Appalachians. But here in North Carolina, we're going to be on the warmer and drier side of that flow, and that should keep us mostly dry, although we do have a couple of weak disturbances that are going to push through, especially Friday afternoon. That could give us maybe a sprinkler or two as it progresses east of the Appalachians, and maybe, especially if it's a little later than we think, a couple of flurries, but these are going to be low impact. Maybe one of those really cool things you see at sunset, but most of it not going to hit the ground, and anything that does hit the ground will be very low to no impact, especially Friday and Saturday. As we push into early next week, we're going to have that high pressure shift offshore. That's going to open up our Gulf of Mexico to have plenty of warm southerly flow ahead of this. And we're going to have some temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s, certainly above normal for this time of year early next week. And that's going to continue ahead of the next cold front that's going to introduce the next chance of showers and storms, likely the Wednesday afternoon to Wednesday evening time period. And that's where we're going to keep a close eye on this, because exactly where this front progresses and where this area low pressure slides, we could be looking at maybe some strong storms. It's a little bit too early to really figure that out now, but we're certainly watching the possibility for some thunderstorms Wednesday night into Thursday of next work week. Taking a look at the severe thunderstorm potential for the next 1 to 3 days, we're not seeing anything. So not only we're not going to see much in the way of showers, but certainly your thunder chances remain low. And we're also seeing that when it comes to the accumulations. You see today, even Friday and Saturday, while we could see a couple of sprinkles or maybe even a quick snow flurry, you're not going to be seeing anything accumulating on the ground. As we progress in the weekend, we'll stay dry, although we are going to start getting warmer and a little bit more moisture. But that moisture doesn't really turn into any type of rainfall chances until that late Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday time period of next week. And looking a little closer, we could see aerial averages above a half an inch again. So we're talking maybe a half inch to an inch across the eastern Piedmont and coastal plain, closer to that 1 to 1.5 inches across the central Piedmont, and increasing if you're heading toward the mountains to that 2 to 2.5 inch range, especially if you get in the far western slopes, the Appalachians there in the western half of North Carolina. We do have some good news though, and I'll have you kind of break the news to everybody, Mike.
Yeah.
But
Well, so it is good news, as Jamie said. The Roanoke River area near Scotland Neck has finally, as of this morning, dropped below flood status, and so the river flood warning is going to be canceled for that today. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie, but I believe that was our last flood warning that has finally gone out of effect.
yeah, after several weeks of seeing some river flooding from some of the recent rains that we've had, this is going to be the last one, at least in the foreseeable future, that is dropping below flood stage. And we're very happy at that. The most recent gauge reading was 27.2, and that is just about a foot below minor flood stage along the Roanoke River here at Scotland Neck. So we're excited to finally dry us
Oh,
out a
yeah.
little bit more. And I know our hydrologist is doing a happy dance in his cubicle right now, knowing that the rivers are finally receding. And that's not the only exciting thing, but with March 1st running around, we're actually going to be progressing into meteorological spring. So spring is literally on the doorstep here in the next couple of days. And anytime we get into a new season, we like to at least promote some of our spring safety. And spring is one of the more active months here in the southeastern United States, where severe weather, a little bit of winter weather, and certainly even some rip current type of conditions, if you're along the coastal regions, become a little bit more hazardous. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. And in conjunction with the Department of Public Safety here in North Carolina, we will be hosting a Severe Weather Preparedness Week across the state of North Carolina from March 1st through 7th. So that's this coming Sunday and lasting all of next week. And that culminates in a statewide tornado drill, which is currently scheduled for Wednesday, March 4th at 9:30 a.m. So that's a really important time to not only go over your personal plans if a tornado warning were to be issued, but also your organization's plan and making sure everybody in your organization knows exactly what you would do if severe weather threatens, and have a chance to practice it at 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday, March 4th with the rest of the state. It's something that we highly recommend because you never know what time of year here in North Carolina. We've been issuing tornado warnings already in January, so you really don't know when tornado threat is going to occur. It's always great to go over those plans as we progress forward. So just a quick summary. Clear and cooler today. Intermittent clouds begin to build on Friday and Saturday with a few sprinkles or flurries possible. Nothing impactful, though. The warm-up begins Sunday and persists in the middle of next week ahead of a cold front that is going to approach from the west, igniting the next batch of showers and storms in the vicinity of central North Carolina, mostly in that Wednesday afternoon and evening time period. Drought concerns remain minimal thanks to all the rainfall we've had recently, and river flooding continues to recede with no active flood warnings across central North Carolina, which is great news for us. And just kind of looking at your temperatures, a bit cooler the next several days with highs right around 50 degrees, not too far from normal. And then finally starting to progress a little bit warmer Sunday, Monday, and by Tuesday, we're talking highs in the 70s. So we'll have our first taste of spring right around that meteorological spring transition on March 1st. And that's going to be enjoyable at least until the potential for storms arrive Wednesday night into Thursday. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and stop the presentation, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.